Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Phone, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time I upload a new tutorial to my channel. If you're a member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to cut and sew this straight palazzo pants step by step. So if you want to know how I'll be going about it, keep on watching. First thing what I did was to go ahead and fold my fabric right side facing each other. Then I'll go ahead to draw a straight line, which is going to be the guideline. I'll also draw my straight line, which is going to be my sewing allowance. Normally, to mark from the waist to the hip deep line, you have to minus 2 inch for your waistband, but because I want mine to be a little bit of high waist, I will not be minus that 2 inch from there. I'll just go ahead and mark from my waist to my hip deep, which is 8 inch. Then I will take round my hip divided by 4 to get my crotch deep. I'll add 1 inch to it. So round my hip is 36 divided by 4 is going to give me 9. I will add 1 inch to it. Then I'll move now to the knee line, which is 20 inch. I'll go ahead and connect it up with a straight line. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'll go down by 3 inch. That's to get the thigh line. Once I'm done doing so, I'll just go ahead and level it up, the waistline, the hip deep line, the crotch line, and the knee line. I'll go ahead now, take around my hip and divide it by 4. Mine is 36. 36 divided by 4 is going to give me 9. I will add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. I also come here, I will do the same thing at my hip depth line. Then I'll go ahead now to connect it up with a straight line. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to take 1/4 of the hip and divide it by 4. That's to get a crotch extension. 1/4 of your hip divide it by 4. Whatever you have, you're going to extend it up here and connect that up. After connecting that up, the next thing I will do is to come here. I'll be putting my waist measurement. Around my waist is 29. 29 divided by 4 is going to give me 7.025. I'll add up my 1 inch for the sewing allowance. I'll go ahead now to connect it up like this. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to come here. I'll be marking 1 inch downward like this. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to this point. When I'm done connecting that up, the next thing we want to do now is to go ahead now. We'll measure up whatever we have from here to here and divide it by 2. That's because we want to get the center line. Go ahead now and connect it up from here to here like that, all the way to the knee line. Then now I'll take my lap measurement, which mine is 23, divide it by 4. Whatever I have, I'm going to place it both sides. I'll go ahead now to connect that up. I'm going to do the same thing here like this. Now if you want it like to be fitted at the knee line, you have to take round your knee measurement and divide that by 4. But if not, just go ahead and connect that up like you see me doing here. Next thing I'm going to do is I will mark the length. Remember I said I'll be making mine a little bit of high waist, so I will not be minus that 2 inch from there. Instead, this is what I'm going to do. Connect that up from the downer part, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it all the way straight downward. I'll do the same thing with this other side. Then I'll go ahead now to cut that up, and I'll be using the front piece to cut up the back piece. I'll go ahead again and fold again my fabric into two. This time around, I'll make sure that I have at least 3" at the front of the fabric. This way we'll be able to extend our crotch of the back. Okay, I'll just go ahead to pin that up so it won't move when I'm working on. I'll have 3" here, and then at the top here I'll have 1" at the top part. I'll have 2". First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and extend 2". Depending on how booty you are, you can extend up to 2.5". Remember, the lowest should be 2". Okay, I'll extend that up and mark that point. Now I'll come here, I will extend it up by 2". Then I'm going to mark 1". 1". and 1". I'll be connecting it up to here like this. Look at what I'm going to be doing here. Connect this up like so. Connect this line first of all straight, and go ahead and connect these points up like this. You see what I've just did there? Then I'll just go ahead and connect it all the way to this point. You've seen what I've done here. I've not added any 1" at the top part. I'm reconnecting it for it to be good. Then next thing I want to do is to go ahead and measure up whatever I have from here to here, and I'll mark it up at the other part here. Measure it up and mark that up as well, and connect it up with a straight line like this all the way to here. I'll come here, I'm going to be adding 1/2". And then at this part here, I'm going to go ahead, I will add 1.5". The downer part I will add 1". Okay, I'll also add 1" at the hemming line. I'll go ahead now to connect it up. I'll add 1/2" here as well, all the way to the downer part. Right, I'll go ahead and connect that up. Once I'm done doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and cut up my waistband. I'll be adding a waistband of 2". But I'll fold it up and cut 5". Meaning that 1" is going to go for the sewing allowance. How long it is around my waist measurement. Then you're going to add 1". Okay, at the edges. After cutting this, the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead, I will mark up my dart for the back piece. Remember, I did not add any dart allowance for the front, but I'll be marking the dart allowance for the back. Okay, then I'm just going to measure whatever I have and mark that up, notch that up. Then I'll go ahead now to trace up my dart, which I'm going to go with 6-inch downward, half inch both side. Connect that up. I'll do the same thing to the other side as well. After doing so, I'll be done with this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.